Hey everyone, Caleb with the Antique Book Collective, and today I'm getting to you guys with use eBay to sell to resellers, and it's obviously money to be made. So the question is, first off, so what types of resellers am I talking about? Like, what are resellers? So resellers are people that are going to buy your thing and then turn it around and sell it themselves. So they're going to sell whatever you're selling for another profit. So these other types of sellers are other eBay sellers with other eBay stores. It's going to be brick and mortar people like that have actual bookstores or antique stores or whatever else you're selling. And it's going to be drop shippers as well. Drop shippers might be selling on Walmart.com, Amazon.com, that sort of stuff. And on top of all that, you're going to have just broad internet sellers that might be looking at your different merchandise that you might have. For me, it's antique books. So the question is, how do you do that? So my tip to do it, and honestly, I think the only way that you're supposed to do it is, so you're supposed to price your stuff low enough that they have a built-in profit and that you obviously also have a built-in profit. That way you both end up making money, and when you both make money, you're both happy. The people that normally buy off of eBay to resell their own stuff, generally they have like a smaller margin than what you might personally be expecting if you buy your stuff right. Subscribe below and I'll show you how to buy stuff right. I have an entire explanation on how I buy my books for $2 or less. And for me, if I'm selling my stuff for $40, that's a huge markup for me. And then these people, they can sell their stuff for more than $40. So let's say the book sells for $50, they might buy my $40 one to sell themselves for $50. And they still can make some money. They still have that $10 wiggle room. But for me, I made a whole lot more money than what they made when we're talking percentages. So that's just something that's really cool and something that you really want to think about. So something else though to think about is, the question is on how much do you undercut them? Like, if you undercut too much, you're really digging into your own profits. On top of that, if you undercut too much, someone else might buy that's not a reseller, so you're not selling to resellers. Honestly, a sale is a sale, so it doesn't really matter. But you don't want to price so low that it's like you're not making anything. But I wouldn't want to price so high that the other resellers aren't very interested. So as a rule of thumb, a lot of people like to have a 40% principal in their business. So they like to make 40% profit on whatever they sell. So you might want to cut your prices down by 40%, say, so they can make that much money. Or you can, let's just be honest, guys, you can charge 10% less than them, and that's still a good enough chunk that they might be interested in buying your book, so then they can sell it themselves and make a good profit. And I have had quite a few times where people actually have bought my books because I sell them for a lower price than them, and they buy it and then they list my book and they have their own book still that's also for sale. And of course they raised the price of what mine was to match theirs, and they end up making money. They're happy, and I got my sale. I'm happy. I'm probably more happy because, as I said, I made a lot more money than them, but that's just how capitalism works. Sometimes you make a lot more money than other people, but so long as you're both happy, I mean, that's capitalism. So there are pros and cons to it though. So the pros is you get a sale a whole lot faster when you price a whole lot lower. Of course, don't price too low or else you don't make money. But for me, I have sold my books in the past for less than I could have gotten for them because I wanted to sell them a whole lot faster. So I have sold, I know it's going to sound bad, but Mein Kampf, Hitler's book, I had a first edition of that, and I was trying to undercut everyone else by a good chunk. I was selling it for $600. There were other people at the time selling it for like $1,600 or over $2,000. I was selling it for just $600. I mean, that's a pretty substantial undercut, but I paid $2 for it. So I was making really good money. I was making 300 times on my money. So I was really happy, but I wanted to move it fast. First off, I didn't want to hang on to that book very long. And second off, I wanted potentially another business owner to buy this book, or someone else that was really interested in it. Probably not a Nazi, hopefully not a Nazi, but I was wanting to get it moved sooner rather than later. And one of the pros about pricing your stuff to sell to other resellers is you're selling it for a lower price, and lower price items move a whole lot faster. If you're selling something for a really high price, you're going to hang on to it for a lot longer. So for me, I ended up selling Mein Kampf to a college professor, I'm pretty sure it was. So not a Nazi, I promise. But it was pretty cool to sell that book, and then it went to a reseller. There was another book that I had, The Time Machine, that I sold for a whole lot less than everyone else, and it went to another reseller, and that was really cool as well. So there are a lot of different things that you can do, and when you are pricing a lot lower, you sell your books faster. And why would you want to do that? So for me, I needed the money. Both these books I got early on in my business career, and honestly, I haven't done a whole lot of pricing really low since then. But in the very beginning, I priced as low as I could because I wanted to get that money back into my pocket a lot sooner rather than later, because then I could go and reinvest and reinvest and reinvest. Because I started my entire antique book business with like $100 or so. And from that, within just a couple of months, I grew that entire business to over $50,000 within just like 4 months. So it grows pretty substantially, pretty quickly if you are really on it. And for me, I only was able to do that because I was selling really low price stuff. I was selling to other resellers, and I was having a whole lot of fun along the way. There are issues for why you wouldn't want to do that, though. So first off, the person you're selling to, they might have a whole lot of different instructions for you. They might be like asking 100 more questions because they're buying it to resell it. They want to know all these things before they make the investment. And it's a little annoying, but it's definitely not a deal break. But another issue for why you might not want to do it is, as I mentioned earlier, the profits just aren't as high as what you could be getting. Yes, you're selling the thing faster and you don't have to worry about storage fees as much, but honestly, let's face it, guys, if you're selling antique books like me, the storage fee for something that's this big, you're not going to be wasting much storage space on a tiny, tiny book. So it's not something that you really should worry about, but it is something that you might want to consider is just the velocity of your store. But talking about store velocity takes me back to one of the perks, and there is actually a thing, I don't know if it's actually confirmed, but it's definitely a thing if no one's confirmed it, and a lot of other eBay sellers talk about it, is store velocity. So when you start selling something on eBay, if you have a bunch of other listings and if nothing's moving, as soon as you get one sale, you always end up getting a couple more sales. And it's because eBay just likes showing, like, when you sell something, they will show your stuff more because it shows that you're actually a seller and you're not just posting stuff to post it. So eBay does reward you for actually selling things. So just a pro tip right there, like if you do have lower price things that do get sold to resellers or anyone else in general, you'll see more stuff selling in the rest of your store. So it might be worth just having a few items in your store that are priced a lot lower just so you can get that store velocity getting built up. So all that said and done though, guys, you can definitely sell to other resellers on eBay, on the platform. It's a great way to make money. They, by and large, I've had like no issues with them. They're pretty easy people because a lot of them are other eBay sellers like you and they don't want to waste time because they want to get on and make money just like you. So it's pretty easy stuff. Again, it's really simple to do. There's no specific way that you can list it. There's none of that. You just list it for a lower price and just know that if you have it low enough, they have built-in profits and they're going to hop on it. And if they don't hop on it, someone else will, and someone's going to be very happy to get a deal. So at the end of the day, though, it's a win-win because you're getting your sale and you're getting your money. It doesn't really matter who's buying it, but if it's another reseller, it's always cool to see your book in their store later on. So all that said and done, I hope that really inspired you guys, got you guys thinking about how you could sell your stuff on your own store. Please subscribe below if you'd like to learn more about how I do my eBay business and my antique book business in general. And be sure to watch another one of my videos, which I think is over there, and subscribe up there. See you guys in the next video.